Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great. It is Tuesday. It is also the Ring of Fire solar eclipse. So I wanted to do a check-in about that with you guys, a collective reading. So, you know, hopefully this reading finds you well and ends up serving a purpose for you when you decide to watch it. But nonetheless, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around. And if you're already rocking with your girl, welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. Yeah, so if you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, notification bell, all that good stuff. So that way you can be tapped into the energy and be a part of, the tribe, so to speak, the soul tribe over here, the collective that we're starting to slowly build here. Hey, Lati, what's up, girl? Hey, girl. Hey, miss you. um, yes. So, without further ado, I kind of gave my quick little spiel already about what this reading will be about. This reading is going to be about the Ring of Fire solar eclipse. And that eclipse is very powerful because it represents not just releasing, but also represents a sense of transformation and accelerated movement forward. So I like that. um, hey, what's up? She is. What's up, girl? Got some of my sisters up in the building. Um, but yes, so ironically, I didn't even know that it was the whatchamacallit, but see, strange things happen at strange and interesting times, and they happen when they're meant to. Because um I knew I wanted to go live today. I just didn't know about what. I was like, I'm just gonna do something super general, maybe. Just, see what's going on. And then I went on, which I don't typically do, I went and checked my notifications on my one of my business pages on Facebook. And the first thing that came up was how you guys feeling during this eclipse. And I'm like, oh, it's an eclipse? I didn't even know. You know what I mean? I used to keep up with that stuff. I have to kind of get back into the swing of doing that because, it could explain a lot of different things. Hey girl, hey, another one of my soulies sisters up in the building. The Phoenix Priestess up in the building. What's up, love? All right, I'm happy I'm starting to see some people popping in. So let's get started. Um, the first deck that I'm going to start with is the Moonology deck here. It's a great one for understanding sometimes like things that are going on like during moon cycles and astrological stuff as well. So I really do like this deck for that reason, and I feel like it's pretty fitting, right, to use this deck today. So with all that said, um, Spirit only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show them what they need to see at this time for their highest good when it comes to this solar eclipse. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, I split the deck. We have a personal issue. I almost felt like it said personal issues. I didn't see I said but like in the sense of like as I'm reading, like, you know, get ready to start reading. So some people might have a few different things that they're working on right now. But it says a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer, along with meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Interesting. 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 Okay. So I'm kind of getting like this is a time to slow down. I just kind of heard that. Um, Slow down a little bit. You might be doing a little too much. Spirit just said you're doing too much. Slow down a little bit. Let things kind of just unfold and play out. Let it simmer. Right? It's like I heard that in Michael Jackson's voice. Let it simmer. Let it simmer. Um, let it simmer. Let things just kind of happen. Sometimes we're so quick to try to jump the gun and rush things or make things happen on our own timing, and sometimes it's not you know going to work out that way. So there are times where we have to kind of just slow things down, take a breath, and mellow out. Woosah. That's what I'm kind of getting. um, I can resonate with that. I always want things to happen on my own time. I'm a fire sign. at heart, I don't always act like one, but I am a fire sign. And I'm just like, I just want it, like, I want my money and I want it now. Like, JG, what word? 877 cash now. Some of you guys might like that commercial. Like, you know, when you want things done, you want it in your own time, right? But that's not the way that life works, or the universe, or any of that. God, whatever you guys believe in. It happens when it's meant to, right? Divine timing is what I'm getting. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Interesting. Very interesting. So I'm getting like there is going to be a time to have a conversation about something, but when you do so, make sure it's like kind of almost like planned out, like think it through how to approach the situation, because it could be something that's like I heard daunting task. Like it might be a very daunting task to have this conversation, whatever it might be about. I have no idea what's going on. Um, but we're gonna dive deeper. All right, Spirit. What does the collective need to know at this time for their highest good? Here are some most accurate messages, please, and thank you. When it comes to this solar eclipse, adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Makes sense, right? Readjusting how we approach situations, right? You know, how we move about different things. Sometimes, you know, again, you might be one of those people who are like, you know, just like, go for it, push my way through. And it's like sometimes you gotta mellow out. You can't always, you know, just push. I heard push the envelope. There's a time and a place for everything, right? There are times where that is required and necessary, but this seems like something that is going to have to be a little bit more pragmatic and thought out. And it sounds like, it seems like it's coming in like in the near future for sure, because like the right side of my nose is itching like crazy all of a sudden. I feel like I might start sneezing. um Tell us more. And adjustments are hard, you know. Especially if you have like a strong personality. It's like, you know, having to figure out how to like, you know, dial back a little bit or something like that, instead of just like, you know, going out there. Like that could be rough. Yeah, hold your vision. Fixed moon. Some of you might be a fixed sign. What else do we have here? Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. A lot of new moon energy, which I like, because that means that you're welcoming in new things. Like that. Because this is definitely about like releasing, but it's also about like transformations. So very interesting so far. Let's get like 2 more from here. And we're gonna dive deeper. What else does the collective need to know at this time when it comes to the solar eclipse energy? Sorry, guys. Between this gut and these titties, that was a doozy, having to reach that damn far. Show the world the real you. Interesting. Full moon in Aquarius. Okay. And that's why they're saying hold the vision, right? You could get your messages across without being pushy, is what I'm kind of getting. Like, don't lose sight of who you are. Don't, you know, change who you are. There could just be adjustments sometimes that are necessary. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. A lot of new moon energy. That last one was full moon, but a lot of new moon energy too. I feel like you guys are more so like welcoming in new things. Like, yes, there's like a sense of release, but there's also like this great sense of like moving forward from something. It's going to look different for everybody, so take the messages as they resonate. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Blue moon. Getting rare opportunities too. This seems very, very specific, but let me know if this resonates with anybody. Has anybody been having like joint pain, like in particular, maybe in the knees. Um, all of a sudden, my knee started to hurt, and it was just fine, like literally a second ago. And I'm like not doing anything weird. Like if this knee starts to hurt, it makes sense because like this one is bent, but this one's not. So this one's like more extended. So let me know if that resonates with anybody. Somebody might be having some joint pain. I heard glucosamine. Somebody might benefit from taking glucosamine supplements. What we got? Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. um, yeah, so I'm also getting like a sense of like emotions involved. Scorpio is a water sign after all, so it's like it's giving me like irrational fears like that are like based in emotion. So just be mindful of that because that could be where they're saying like the adjustments are required. It's like there's certain things that you know that you're being called to do or you want to do, you're meant to do, but then you get like caught up in your head and your emotions, and it makes it harder for you to do it, especially if there's something that you need to say to somebody. Maybe you overthink it, like because your emotions get in the way and you're like, well, I don't want to be like I need to say what I need to say, but like I'm getting like you do this little teeter totter thing. Like I gotta tell them, I gotta give them a piece of my mind, and then you're like, but like cower a little bit, and it's just about finding a healthy balance between the two because it's like especially like if it's about communication, right? Because you did see that energy show up. Like if you need to like discuss something with somebody, excuse me, throat chakra energy as I'm burping. It's giving like there's something that's making you feel suppressed about it. I hope that makes sense. But yes, my girl just said, um, "Oh, both of your knees are bothering you on most days." Jeez, girl. Yeah. Is it hereditary for you? Because I know in my family it's on both sides. I know I've been saying since I was in my 20s I'm gonna have to get probably a double knee replacement, more likely than not. My dad has knee problems. My mom and my grandmother on my mom's side, she had a double knee replacement. My mom's cousin. So yeah, it's definitely like something with the knees. Um, the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So yeah, there are happy endings getting ready to happen. And it's like it's giving like with the adjustments that are necessary to get there, you'll see these things start to kind of take place. I am going to start pulling from one of my favorite decks that I use for very, very special readings, and that is the Gateway of Light. My girlie here, the Phoenix Priestess, she gifted these to me, and I love this deck. I use them like for really, really, really important readings. Um, that's when I feel like the most drawn to use them. So I use them a lot for like these types of readings. And there's some other ones that she gifted as well where I'd be like, ooh, I need to read from that deck. So I'm grateful. Check her out. All right, so when I split the deck, we have Sacred Inner Space, Sacral Chakra, Tenderness, and Sensuality, along with the Divine Matrix, Interconnectedness, Synchronicity, and God Incidences. That means like there is no such thing as coincidences. Everything is happening on God's time. So, you might not understand like what all the things are meaning when they happen, but just understand it's happening for a reason is what I'm kind of getting. I'm also getting like karmic lessons. Um, let's see. So with this sacral chakra energy, I'm getting like kind of like being forged in the fire kind of energy, like something like a spark, something new happening. Um, like I literally can see like sparks and like how like when they put like, so like if you watch like those like really old movies, like where they're like, you know, like time period movies where like they're making swords and stuff and they're putting it in the fire and then they're like pounding out the iron and all. I literally see that. It's like it's giving me sharp tongue too. Like you're almost like preparing on how to say something, being very concrete and direct about what needs to be said. I know like that, like that's weird I'm saying that because like this is sacral, but I'm getting like throat chakra. It's weird. There's a fire there though, like that's pushing you to do that. I'm also getting like solar plexus. I wouldn't be shocked if those two cards were to show up. It's very interesting. So there could be like a hey blessings, what's up? Um so there could be like maybe blockages in those chakras, and that might be why I'm picking up on them, because I'm like because literally none of those make sense to put together like that, but there could be a blockage somewhere that is kind of intensifying other ones or muting other ones. It's like if you're not in alignment or if there's anything that's overactive and stuff, it throws everything off. So it's giving me something along those lines. All right, so let's get like maybe 4 cards from here, and then we're gonna look into the tarot. I don't want to keep you guys too long. This came out in the reverse. What is this on the bottom of the deck here? Order of Melchizedek. Says, embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. You guys are trying to figure out what the fuck your mission is. That's what the problem is. You know, it's like you're trying to figure out what the fuck am I, like, I'm getting like, you don't, as my girl would say, you don't know your ass from your elbow right now. You're like, what am I supposed to be doing? This is very, very, very confusing. Oh, look at that. As I was talking about throat chakra. Seraphim's gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, and divine support. Ask and you shall receive. You know, this might be, and we were talking about like meditation and stuff, like maybe meditation, prayer, those might be things that could be helpful in order for you guys to kind of be able to figure out what the next steps are and what to do, right? Getting that support from the divine at this time, definitely, you know, giving me that kind of energy. Karmic board clearing, energetic clearing. And I did say something about I was picking up on like karmic lessons a little while ago. Rewrite your story, live your truth. Yes, speaking your truth. But the thing is, and maybe that's part of what you're meant to do, using your voice as a gift to help other people is what I'm kind of getting. So, you know, the more that you live in your power, living your truth as you're learning your lessons, that's kind of what they're pushing you through. And that maybe that's where the fear starts to come in, because it's like you have to, you know, face the truth about your own circumstances. Whew, boy, that could be setting you for a doozy. Halls of immense initiation, secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, and initiations. You're being initiated to do something, right? You're being initiated. All right, let's get like, I'm thinking like 4 cards from here. Halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, and great lessons. I mean, when spirit speaks, right? Lati will be the first one to attest to that, or yeah, to attest to that. Like, and you know what also has been going crazy? This damn ear has been going nuts. What's up, Chris? What's up, Teen? Oh my god, my right ear has been going crazy the past few nights. Like when I was with my boyfriend, like the past few nights, I'd be like, babe, my ear's doing it again. He's like, you okay over there? And then he's got gifts too, and he felt something touch him more than once, and he's like, yep, some there's a presence. And I'm like, yeah, there's something. This ear is going nuts though, like, but there's so much confirmation when it comes to like this energy of, you know, lessons being learned, right, and how to apply them, and maybe using your lessons in a way that can help others, especially when it comes to using your voice. um so yeah, I gotta check out Lati's reading from earlier. Lati from Tears and Wheat Tarot Show. Gotta check her out later. Yeah, later tonight. I'm actually going. Lati. Speaking of which, you remember how you sent me the in my inbox? You had sent me the what's her name? It's Coach J, I think her name is, or something like that. And I ended up signing up for one of her free webinars, so I'm going to be watching that tonight. To see what, you know, if she's got any suggestions that I could apply to be kind of going back into the coaching again. Excuse me. Hi, Laura. So yeah. And I see I'm sorry, I cannot see because like I don't have my glasses on. I'm not answering personals right now, love. I am just doing a collective. Let's get some more. All right. Ancestral realm. Karmic release. Thank you, Spirit, for more confirmations of what I was already picking up on. Healing the lineage and boundaries. Interesting. So for some of you, some of the things that you're working on. Ooh, I love that violet flame energy that you just brought up. I love that. Yes. If you know, you know. And you seem like you're in the know. I like that. That's dope. Yeah, so it's looking like, you know, some of the lessons that you're learning could be like stemming pretty far back, even in terms of, you know, your actual like lineage and stuff, right? That's very, very interesting. I wasn't necessarily picking up on that before, but see, this is why I like to pull from different decks and then I look at the tarot. um no, I usually have a little bit of a system of how I do things, and it makes a lot of sense as we're going along, right? For some of you, maybe you gotta give your own family a piece of your mind, like what you gotta say to them, you know, like, you know, I got a bone to pick with you. So I'm kind of kidding. Um, but you're just trying to make sure you do it in a way where you're not being, what's the word I'm looking for? Pushy. Like I'm getting like diplomatic, but still concrete, if that makes any sense at all. I know that seems a little bit like an oxymoron in a way, but that's what I'm kind of picking up on. And it is possible to do that. Like you don't, you know, you could get your point across without being like, you know, a jerk or a bitchy person. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's kind of hard, trust, but like actually, I have to do that too. Now I'm thinking about it. I spoke to my mom about it over the weekend. Spirit, you guys are funny. I see what y'all did there. Little segue of my own personal stuff. Got it. Okay, I see what y'all did there. Um, we have the central sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, and success. I like it. So there are some nice things getting ready to come through for you guys. You guys are you know, there's some things about to start coming in for you guys that I heard busy bee. You guys might be super busy, right? Makes sense. And remember I said y'all need to slow the fuck down. That was literally the first thing I said. I was like, y'all gotta slow down. Y'all doing too much. And Spirit wanted to make that like a point that you guys are doing a little too much right now. And they're basically saying like slow down a little bit. Yes, your hard work will pay off. So we got two cards in a way like that are saying, you know, your hard work paying off. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Your hard work is paying off. And then, you know, talking about success, you know, some something is happening with you guys being super little busy bees. um but yeah, let's get maybe one or two more from here. What we got here? Came out in the reverse. Heart of Source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, and serenity. In the reverse for a reason. You guys need to start loving up on yourselves more, is what Spirit is saying. Spirit is like, you guys give way too much energy to everything else and not enough to yourselves. And that is a no-no. All right, we're working on self-love, self-care in this collective. Easier said than done, right? We're working on it, probably as a collective, I feel like, because this is a message that comes up a lot. So a lot of us are probably struggling with that, and it's like, okay, well, we got to start pouring into ourselves the way that we pour into everybody else. We have to talk calmingly. You see how my voice changed all of a sudden? Speaking calmly to ourselves, speaking love into ourselves, meditation, and just the same way that we speak to everybody else when we're speaking life into everybody else. Like, we gotta do that for ourselves too. I hope that makes sense. Ooh, I like this card. It's really pretty. I did say something about I was picking up on solar plexus energy, even though it didn't show up at the time, but I felt it. And here we go. Solar light upgrade. Solar plexus chakra, inner fire, right? I said something about feeling that fire, right? And willpower. This is all like that internal, like right in your gut feeling. Like okay, like I know that there are things that I want to do, and I just have to figure out how to put that fire up under my ass and make it happen. You gotta make it happen. You gotta step into, like, I'm getting Leo energy for somebody. Even if you're not a Leo, like, fuck it, act like you are. And that's right. You are absolutely right. Year of the horse. Laura, yep. Year of the horse. Like, yeah, put that fire up under your ass, and you gotta push forward. And it's like with this particular solar eclipse, that's part of what's happening right now. Is it's not just about the release, it's also about like that trajectory moving forward from all of this stuff. Bottom of the deck, we have Stellar Gateway activation, infinite potential, manifestation vortex. You guys are manifesting or working on it, and now it's just a matter of continuing to do so. I love that. Akashic records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. Freedom, I won't let you down, and I will not give you up. My first white boy crush, George Michael. So fine, so fine. Anunnaki light codes, energetic shift, new information, and end of a cycle. You gained the knowledge that was necessary in order for you to move on. When I looked up, it was 28 minutes flat. No seconds or anything. Adds up to 10. We know what that is, right? That's about endings, right? So, right on time. Right on time. Those endings bringing the new beginnings that are about to start coming through. All right, if you guys are enjoying this reading so far and you feel like you're getting something out of it, let me know in the comments. Let me know also by hitting that like button, subscribe, all that stuff. That helps build the channel. If you're new to the channel, haven't done so already, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that as well. Before I even do anything, we also have the Wheel of Fortune. I didn't shuffle. I did nothing. Took the cards out of the box. Excuse me. That throat chakra is going crazy. Remember I was saying, like, emotions could kind of be at play here. Queen of Cups as I split the deck. So there could be emotions involved for sure, which makes it a little bit harder to see things clearly, because it's like, okay, well, it's either you're over analytical sometimes, or you are too in your heart space. Like, it's about finding that middle ground is what I'm kind of getting. Easier said than done, especially when we're trying to, tell somebody how we feel about something. Feelings. So lame, so annoying. No, he's not. It's not funny, because it really is not funny. But like one of my students, for those of you who know, I work with kids with autism and other developmental disabilities, and One of my students right now, he is going through it because he's going through puberty, but then he also has like, trauma and his original diagnosis and all these other things going on, and it's just a lot because like no, it's very nuanced. It's like nobody knows what the fuck to do. So it's like we're just kind of all like just hoping we could figure it out, and then sometimes we just have to tell him, honey, just like right out, because he's cognitively relatively high in some aspects. It'd be like, but I'm not gonna hold you, bruh. Like not literally, but sometimes life sucks. Sometimes we don't understand what we're feeling, and we explain to him like, even adults, we don't always know what we're feeling. And I know that might not be what some people might be like, oh wait, maybe you shouldn't say that. Well, no, that's life. Like, and he needs to understand that. In my personal opinion, we can't baby him and sugarcoat things for too much longer. Like, he's going to be out in the real world, and we want him to understand life is not easy. Life does suck sometimes, and we might not always understand what the hell is going on with us, our bodies, especially like with hormonal changes. But that's where we come in. We're your teachers, and we're here to help you navigate this as best as we can. you know so using your words and letting us know how you're feeling and what you're thinking, all great things, and we'll go from there. So it's like you know but that I'm making that point because even us as adults, like a lot of us are probably neurotypical, or is there really such thing in this day and age? I feel like all of us got some type of diagnosis nowadays. But anyway, because I know I got a few. But it's like, even those of us who are able to kind of function in the regular, schmegular neurotypical world, we still even deal with stuff too. And it's really real out here. So just imagine, what people with different, people who are, in that neurodiversity world are encountering, right? Let's be sensitive. Maybe there's a reason why I changed into this shirt, because I didn't have this on earlier. I changed into this. It's one of my like autism awareness type shirts. Hey, babe. Yeah, it's like one of those kind of shirts. So I didn't have this on earlier. I just was like, I think I want to change my shirt. So I don't know. Somebody could be on the spectrum or something, or encountering something like that. I don't know. But, let spirit, hand out that reading to whoever needed to hear it. So we do have the lovers here. On the bottom of the deck is giving, there are maybe some choices to be made, especially based on what I'm seeing so far. It's not really a love reading. I'm not picking up on love. I'm picking up on there are decisions. And these are, pretty difficult decisions. Again, that might have to do with matters of the heart. But we got the Wheel of Fortune here again, right? You guys have been learning lessons, and now it's time to apply the lessons that you've been learning, you know? And communication is key, which we talked about earlier too, Page of Wands. So there is going to be some communication that needs to take place between you and somebody else or some people. But this is a part of, what was necessary to happen. What we got here? Yeah, we talked about endings, didn't we? We literally just talked about endings in the last deck. Ten of Swords is here, along with Three of Wands. So I'm getting that you guys have been in this process of moving forward past something that no longer serves you. And it's not just that it doesn't serve you anymore, but this is something that might have caused you a lot of pain, heartache, and disappointments, and just possibly betrayal for some of you. And you're just trying to figure out how to move past it. Yeah, because it all comes back down again to choices. And I'm getting you're choosing yourself finally. It might have taken a while to do so. The Empress. I like it. Well, let's see what's around it first, because it's one of those things. The Empress in of itself is a great card, but let's look at what the energy around. Ooh, the Star. Oh, this is great energy. Yeah. See, now the thing is this. I'm getting that you guys are like on the up and up. You're working towards, self betterment and things like that. I also get that you guys are very, very caring people. But the thing is, it's like being very caring and loving and all great traits and features to have. However, it's also important to recognize that those who don't recognize who you are and your greatness don't deserve to even, shine in it. Like, I'm getting people who always like point out everybody else's like strengths and stuff like that and try to like, help, build them up and stuff. But then people somehow know how to look at your shortcomings and stuff. This is what I'm getting. This is not gonna be for everybody, but that's what I'm picking up on. And it's like it might put you in a position where you don't even see your own greatness. You recognize it in everybody else, but you don't recognize it in yourself. Work on that. Um, Let me know if that resonates at all through reactions or comments. But I'm getting something like that. For some of you, this could be throat chakra. This could be like a mother wound. Perhaps your mother or a motherly figure in your life, somebody who kind of looked up to, a teacher, an auntie, a grandmother, somebody who was like an older woman or female figure might have made you feel. I don't like to use the word "made you feel" that way, but like, I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say though. Like, might have contributed to you feeling like this about yourself. Let's word it like that. Um, with that said, like let's say if like they never really spoke life into you, that makes it very difficult for you to be able to see the value within yourself at times, especially if we're talking about like something that stems back as far as childhood. So again, take the messages as they resonate. That's not gonna be for everybody, but that was a message for someone. So I'm getting like remothering, like a mother wound kind of thing, like remothering, learning how to nurture yourself maybe and love yourself. We do have decisions that need to be made here with this Two of Swords. We already had that energy show up before. With that Lovers card that showed up twice. Yeah, you gotta be confident in your decision too. Yeah, stand your ground. No hissy footing around the situation. Some of you guys, I was picking up on Leo energy earlier and I'm picking up on it again. But it's like you got to really dive deep into that, that solar plexus energy. You got to pull that fire from, under your ass and say, you know what? I be playing games with my own self, like when it comes to the strength and resilience I've got. I got to start showing that. So I'm getting something like that. And again, you don't have to be a dick about it. Like, you can be a diplomatic person and still get your point across, is what I'm kind of getting, right? Finding that happy medium and balance between the two, because there's people who are just like so like forceful with words and things like that. And then you get the people who are like, little, you know, little mice who like, oh, I can't wait to tell them how I feel, and like, no, fuck that. You still gotta say what you gotta say, and speak your truth and how you're feeling about stuff, but just do it in a way where you're not attacking and things like that is what I'm kind of picking up on. Let me know if that makes sense. Yeah, death. We're ending something. We talked about endings a little while ago, and it's showing up again. Um, but this is also about a transformation, which is interesting because this particular um, phase in terms of astrology is about that, right? So it's like, there's these transformations happening along with the endings. So it's going to allow you to kind of, I heard the word trajectory, like this is allowing for like a sense of trajectory to move forward with, where you're headed. you know, you might be cutting off some damn heads in the process with this King of Swords, right? Really speaking your truth. For some of you, this could be a friend. That's going to be, different for everybody, but like for somebody, it could be a friend. Yeah, the lovers, that card showed up about 4 times. Just in case you guys think I'm lying, but yeah, it's here. Showed up several times. Ooh. As I was talking about, for future movement, faster movement, trajectory, all these things I'm hearing. what, like this, the deck split like this as I was like trying to show y'all the other card, and that's what it did. So that's Eight of Wands. That's about fast movement forward. It could also represent communication. All right, let's get one or two more from this deck, and then I have some other decks to pull from. Yeah, conflict. Five of Wands. So there could be a sense of conflict happening, and that could be one of the things that has been kind of, throwing things off. And it's like, the conflict could be external and or internal, depending on your circumstances. And that's why this is, one of those things where it becomes that much more difficult, because it's like once you have to try to figure out, well, how do I handle, the people around me who I care about? I care about these situations or these people. So what do I do from here? But you have to, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Especially if it's causing you a sense of, confusion. I'm getting mental confusion. We don't see that energy showing up yet. But like, I mean, if you think about this Two of Swords kind of could represent that. Because you have to take the rose-colored lenses off and see things for what it really is. You haven't made the decision yet, but you need to. And with that moon energy, let me just show you. The moon and then that water back there, it's like the emotions start to kind of cloud judgment, right? So, yeah, it makes sense. As I say, it clouds judgment. Look, it clouds judgment. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting, again, like this energy of people who are very giving, caring. Queen of Pentacles here. It's like you got to focus on yourself sometimes, too. Two more from here. I do hope that this message is resonating and makes sense for those of you who end up watching it or are currently here. I really, really hope so. We have the Hermit here, doing that deep work, that diving within to self. You might be spending some time alone to focus on self for some of you. Shadow work is what I'm getting. Ironically, I did pull out a shadow work deck. We'll see if I pull from it though. I'll base it on how I feel. To be honest with you, I feel like you guys are kind of on the up and up out of this situation. I feel like you guys did a lot of this work already. That's what I'm picking up on. And it's more about, maybe trying to get a sense of, well, what's going to happen now. Blessing said, shall be knowing. Thank you. I'm always happy when you guys actually like, resonate with the messages, because I get nervous about that. I'm like, I'm hoping like my delivery makes sense, or whatever, what I'm picking up makes sense. Bottom of the deck we have the World, closure, ending cycles, right? And we talked about ending cycles a little while ago. Wow, shit! Look at all these major arcana showing up now. The Hanged Man, release, right? Releasing things, seeing things with a new set of eyes because of the release, right? Enlightenment. And the Lovers here again. All these major arcana. Sheesh. All right, one more from here, Spirit. I love this deck. Okay, we got two cards. I keep hearing, we are the world, we are the children, we are the ones that make brighter days, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a brighter day, just you and me. Page of Swords came out with the World. Yeah, so there's definitely an energy of closure, ending cycles with a sense of completion. That Page of Swords is giving me like having a sense of like maybe courage in a way. Ren, don't start. You've been quiet as a church mouse this whole time. It's giving me like, a sense of courage. And that's not really, there's a siren, but you guys are not gonna be able to hear. It's too far from here for you guys to be able to hear. But there's a siren like over here somewhere. It's giving me more like, even though I said courage, I'm also getting like inspiration. Like those are not the right words technically, but that's what I'm feeling and picking up on. So it's like I'm gonna go with what I'm picking up on, but it's also just like a sense of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little bit of like curiosity, like, I wonder what's next to come of all of this. And it makes sense, like ending that cycle, right? Yeah, you're like, okay, well, what happens from here? Where do we go from here? And that's the truth. Thank you, Spirit. So there's like, as I'm trying to like figure out like the wording, I can't get my words out. Clarification. Thank you, Spirit. With that Ace of Swords. Hey, Mama. Yeah. And the thing is, too, also, I think you guys have to get more in tune with your feelings. We have the Five of Cups here. Um, it's okay to, understand that your feelings, even if they're not the most pleasant, it's okay to feel them. You know, you're human. And it's okay to experience those different human emotions. And ironically, I was just talking about that when it comes to my student. Like we talk to them all the time, doing like, emotional, regulation and all that stuff. It's like, honey, we're not gonna sit here and sugarcoat shit for you. Like, life sucks sometimes. There are gonna be times where you're gonna be really annoyed or things really bother you, but it's about how you feel the emotion and you let it go. And you figure out a way that allows you to come into yourself and center yourself. Of course, not in a way that a child with autism who's 11 years old can understand it, but like who also has trauma and all that stuff, right? But like, think about even us as a again, like most of us, being possibly neurotypical adults, or ranging a little bit higher if we are, on the spectrum in any way, right? Like I'm technically on it, so it's like it's it's one of those things, right? Trying to understand ourselves, understand our emotions, and allow ourselves to feel it, because that's about being authentic. You have to be true to yourself. If you can't be true to yourself, who can you be true to? Just saying. Because we're healing, right? We're working on ourselves, staying optimistic and figuring it all out as we go along. Hoping that all makes sense. All right, let me see. Where do I feel drawn to pull from next? Because I know like I have pulled out some other decks. I'm just trying to think now. Where do I go? Where do we go from here? Um, hmm. I think I'm gonna go with these. The energy deck. And see what else you guys need to know. You ready, What's up, Mama? What's up, Chica? She's looking at me like, why are you talking like that? Like you act like I don't talk like this to you all the time. Stop it. Because when I came home, you were like, meow, 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 like a little puppy. Even though you're a cat. Now you want to act all, stoic and shit. I can see her face. She's like, I'm like, oh my god. If cats had a racial identity, I would say she's black as fuck. She's black as fuck, bro. The way she be looking at me, I'm like, yo. Alright, let's get a couple more shuffles. Again, I hope you guys are resonating with this message. I hope that you're finding it helpful so far. I'm gonna pull a few more cards, and then that'll probably be it. I think maybe from like 2 more decks, and that'll be it after this one. All right. Walking away in the reverse here on the bottom of the deck. So there's something that you guys are ignoring, or like, I won't even use the word ignoring, but you're like maybe having a hard time acknowledging that this is the time to do what's necessary. It's almost like avoiding the inevitable. It's giving me that. Like, you need to move forward, but it's that, but I'm not ready yet. It's like, it ain't about if you're ready or not. When spirit is telling you, in the universe, God, whatever you believe in, it's like, letting you know that's time to, put an end to something. You gotta do what you gotta do. You don't want to hold yourself back from your own good karma and dharma and whatnot, right? Dharma and good karma are the same thing. But yeah, like you don't want to hold yourself back from that. We did see that energy show up earlier more than once. And it's like, there are some great things going to come towards you. It's just about, I keep hearing sirens. And it's like they're so far away so you guys can't hear them. I want you guys think I'm just making shit up. The world, yes, see? The thing is, what's causing maybe a delay or something, there are some disappointments. It could be romantic for some, but I'm not really picking up on that throughout this reading. It's barely any of that type of energy showing up. I just think you guys are having a hard time closing out a cycle. And the thing is, the cycle that you're avoiding closing out is something that makes you feel like shit. But you have to remove yourself. Can y'all hear the siren now? It's still kind of in the distance. Nah, it's too far away. It got louder. It's probably like maybe like 2 blocks away. I have really good ears though, so I can hear it very well. Um, like I hear and smell things before anybody else does. I'll be like, "You smell that?" And they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, "Oh wait, yeah, I do smell that." I'm like, "Yeah, y'all thought I was bugging, right?" But yeah, these both came out in the reverse, so they're in the reverse for a reason, and it's like just based off of the energy we're already picking up on, right? This energy of knowing that you got to close something out. That's where that release part comes in. You guys know what you need to do. um, oh gosh, gosh, that's quite a sound. Aw, the little, it's a puppy. Well, maybe hopefully their chirps don't sound like that when they get bigger. That's a lot. um, Especially if like have sensitivity to your hearing. So sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron here. That's that third eye energy popping up. So it's like, intuitively you guys know exactly what this is about or what you need to do. And you're just avoiding it, is what I'm getting. Um, and I think a lot of it has to do with like just a fear of the unknown, right? What comes after making these decisions, right? These talks that need to be had and things like that. It's like, okay, so what do I do after this? Let's see if I can find that card. Yeah, see? Work through your fears. Work through your fears. So even though, there's like a fear of the unknown and like how to move about the situation, intuitively you know that you have to do what you have to do. So, you could continue to, entertain situations that don't work for you, don't serve you, and be, feeling the way you're feeling, or you can decide to, call a spade and move forward. Release. Yeah, the hostilities. We talked about that shit before. There's a sense of conflict. And it's like, well, why stay in situations that make you feel conflicted? It's time to move on. Journey. Those came out together. Yeah, you gotta balance yourself out. Angel of balance. I'm getting Libra energy for somebody in the chat. Or somebody who ends up watching at another time, possibly. Yeah. Top of the deck, we have door to personal healing and happiness. Exactly. Bounce out that scale. But the only way that can happen is if you drop the dead weight, is what I'm getting. Yeah, the thinking woman. Being a little bit pragmatic. 53. Yeah, a little pragmatic about it. But you gotta do what you gotta do for yourself. Some of you might have air in your chart. Let's get one more from here. And I have 2 more decks that I'm going to pull from, and that will be the end of this reading. I do hope that this has been helpful so far. Can you believe people are still digging cars out? Crazy, right? What I mean by that is like we had a lot of snow like a few weeks back, and some people just didn't move their cars. I was one of those people. Fuck that shit. Especially because like I'm scared to drive it after somebody try to steal it. So I'm like, I gotta have a mechanic that come to me and look at it. I'm scared to try to do anything with it right now. I'm not about to pay $200, $300 for a fucking toe. Fuck that shit. Anywho, yeah, so I started feeling real hurt by that. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to do it. We have Angel of Strength here in the reverse. So you might feel like a lack of confidence or something about the circumstances. And I did mention something about like that solar plexus maybe feeling a little bit off. I did mention that earlier. Um, it was just something I was picking up on. I'm like, it's not showing up just yet, and then it ended up showing up a little bit later. And I'm like, I'm feeling that energy, and it's giving that now. Something about that. Seventh chakra, Archangel Uriel here. That's the crown chakra. Interesting. The gate and the garden. It's like it's given like you guys have more potential. 5555. When I said that, you guys have more potential than you actually see within yourself, and that's why they want you to get more confidence, because they're like, we're sending you the downloads of what to do, how to move about the situation. You hold the key. The key is literally around her neck. And on the other side of that gate is all that prosperity, happiness, all these beautiful things that you guys, for whatever reason, you just can't seem to allow yourselves to get there, jump that gate. You gotta do what you gotta do though. For some of you, this could involve money. I'm also getting this could just be about being pragmatic again, like getting out of emotions, not allowing your emotions to get the best of you anymore. Because if that's one of the things that's been holding you back, like that's not gonna get you anywhere. So, like, not to say that it's bad to have emotions, because that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, sometimes we rest too much on that, and then what ends up happening is we stifle ourselves from the things that are more beneficial. So being pragmatic is not a bad thing. But that's why balance is so important. We have all these different traits and things like that within us already that work off of each other. So when you understand how to, you know, find balance between all of those different things, your emotions, um, your thinking, your impulsivity, your, all of those different things, like they all work together, right? When you think of a fire sign, what does a fire sign do? They're very impulsive, right? So it's like usually they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna do it, and it's like you didn't think that through, did you? I'm a fire sign, so I know. And then you get like the thinkers, right? Who are very like, let's think this through, like, mapping everything out and stuff like that. And then you get the people who are like, very like pragmatic, and they're solid with everything, and everything's got to be very concrete, otherwise they're not doing it, they won't budge. Those are your earth signs. um yeah, so on and so forth. That was more. Oh, then get your like you're gonna get your the emotions involved too, right? It's giving me like some of you guys might like that movie Elemental. It's a good movie. Elemental and Inside Out. I'm getting that. Let me know if that resonates for anybody. Some of you guys might be like big kids at heart and love um, cartoon movies and stuff like that, especially Disney. All right, so we have Tibetan Fire Serpent. Seeking a higher truth, discernment, a better path and authority. This is Aries energy. This is given Aries. So, you know, it's about, having a sense of authority over your life, and, the outcomes in which you can possibly have. One thing about an Aries, Aries are, there's something else, don't get me wrong, but I do like Aries, like my son's an Aries, and it's one of those signs where they're such a hard ass, because it's like they think they know everything. A lot of times they do. they're very like, even though they're a fire sign, they're also like very, very intelligent. And like, so it's like they have something to back up what they say. It's not like they're just talking out their ass and like, oh, I hold authority over you and that's that, and you're just gonna do what I say, or I just know everything and that's it. Like, no, they could back it up. Like, but the thing with Aries is like there's arrogance a lot of the time too. And I mean that's a lot of fire signs in general. Um, so it's kind of funny as I'm seeing this card because I'm definitely like picking up on my son for some reason. Because me and him, ooh, we butt heads. But us both being fire signs, we butt heads all the time. I'm just like, ooh, I can't stand your ass. But no, that's my baby though. So somebody may have Aries in their chart. What we got here? Inner Oracle. Interesting. You are the channel. Deja vu versus. Oh, sorry. I thought I saw versus. That's not what it says. Um, you are the channel. Deja vu and self-fulfilling prophecy. This came out in the reverse. And there's also, interestingly enough, there's scales on this. Remember, I was picking up on like possible Leah. Leah. I have a cousin named Leah. It's interesting. I think she's a Libra, isn't she? Or she's a Virgo. I forget. But that's besides the point. That's neither here nor there. But there could be a reason why I just heard her name. Excuse me. Yeah. So it's like you guys have so much knowledge that you guys don't give yourself credit for it. It's kind of giving me like High Priestess a little bit, to be honest. Um, but the thing is, this came out in the reverse, and it's like, if you know like a self-fulfilling prophecy is, it's like if you keep on saying that something's gonna happen a certain way, good or bad, or in between, like it might happen that way. So like making sure that you're speaking, excuse me, speaking light is gonna be possibly very helpful for you, because I just keep hearing fucking sirens. Can y'all hear that one? Or is it too far in the distance again? That one seems like it's a little bit closer. You might hear that one. If it weren't for the guy freaking shoveling the fucking car out. Because like now it's like mostly ice out there. So, because everything keeps melting, freezing, melting, freezing. So it's a lot of ice. But I feel like you guys might be able to hear that siren. So y'all don't think I'm just making shit up. Every time I read, there's a siren. If it's not a siren, then it's like a smoke detector. If it's not a smoke detector, then it's a car alarm. It's always something. But nonetheless, we have Universal Merkabah here, a sacred purpose. You have the answer in lucid dreaming. Interesting. So that goes back to kind of like that inner knowing, right? You guys might, not give yourself enough credit where it's due when it comes to your inner knowing. I'm definitely getting like High Priestess vibes. Very, very intuitive, and that's a part of your purpose. It's time to step into that, is what I'm kind of getting. Spirit is kind of trying to call you to do that a little bit more, because maybe you guys kind of, shake it off like, oh, or brush it off like, no, that was just a mere coincidence. And there was a card that said something about God incidences. And I was like, in this case, these are not coincidences. This is stuff that's meant to happen a certain way. And you're being pushed and guided along the way. But you might be brushing it off. And I'm getting that energy again. All right. Cathedral of Light. You guys are funny. Stubborn attitudes. Extending the olive branch and artistry. As I'm seeing artistry, I'm also getting alchemy for some reason. You guys are fucking stubborn. I don't know why I'm getting that. Some of y'all might have Taurus in your chart, and there's nothing wrong with that because I have it in my chart too. You stubborn motherfuckers, you. Y'all don't fucking listen. Y'all don't listen. And it's like, there. One more from here. I love this deck. I don't use it that often, but this is a really good one. Yeah, they're like, y'all mofos. Y'all be knowing shit and y'all just don't listen. Just stop being so damn hard-headed. So I'm getting like, like when you're a kid, grandma or grandpa pop you right upside the head when you're doing some bullshit, and you're like, ow, granddad, grandma. And they just give you the look like, you little motherfucker, you don't fucking listen. Like, I'm getting that. Like your spirit guides are shining you right now. Like, I'm gonna tear that ass up if y'all don't stop fucking not listening. That's what they're saying to y'all. Power of presence. Some of you might have Native American ancestry. A power struggle. Yeah, we talked about power struggles earlier. Unlock your potential and authenticity. Being your real self. Being your real self. Okay? Pay attention to that. Because you guys are, you're hindering your growth because, you know, you're hindering your growth because you're so damn stubborn. There's so many things that you're capable of doing and you're not doing it. And it's like, and I feel like this is a message for me too. I see what you guys did there. A little segue. Y'all motherfuckers. They're like, nah, you're the motherfucker. You need to fucking listen. They're like, if you ain't gonna listen to us when we tell you, we're gonna show you in the goddamn reading while you're delivering the reading to your collective. Oh, okay. I see what y'all did there. As we're delivering to the collective. Soul family on the bottom of the deck. You can't make this shit up. Happy reunions, support, and order from chaos. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Oof, I don't know if I can pronounce this, but it's also the cover art for the whole deck too, which is interesting. Antakarana, I think is how you say that. Crossing the Rainbow Bridge, interesting. Resurrection, and coming full circle. As we're about to almost close out this reading, how funny is that? Wow. Yeah, I gotta check out that reading. I know that's gonna be a good one. Energy attachments. Exactly. Energy exchange, negative influences, and self-sabotage. Can't keep self. I'm gonna say we because I feel like hold up. So there's 5 people in 8 likes, right? Number 13. Or adds up to 13? What's here? The number 13. And we also saw the death card, which is the number 13. Wow. So karmic debt, karmic releases, right? Okay, you know what? I know I said I was going to read from only one more deck. I'm gonna read from 2 more decks. And I do have the cards right here next to me. Where did I put them? Yep, there they go. They're here for a reason. Because I was gonna read from the surrender deck because this is about surrendering, right? But now I'm getting a little bit of shadow work energy too. So let's do those as well. And then I'm only going to pull maybe 3 from here and maybe 3 from the other ones. So we're almost done. Especially because, like I said, I have to kind of prep myself for this webinar that I'm about to watch. I get my shit together. I also just ordered new business cards to kind of start pushing my my tarot business stuff again. Because before I just had everything based off of like my coaching business, which I'm gonna get back into that as well. But right now I'm like, let me take a step at a time and get there in due time. So if I push the readings again and start getting comfortable with doing that, I'm like, okay. Because people like I meet people all the time. They're like, there's something about you. I'm like, I should be like, here's a business card. I read tarot. And I could see what happens from there. All right, so we have on the bottom of the deck emotional blackout, shock, freeze response, and internal collapse. Interesting. So I'm even getting like sorry. I heard burnout and I also heard shut down. So like I'm hearing like so many different things. Sorry, I'm trying to like gather. It's like tuning a radio because I'm hearing more than one thing. And it's like coming out in segments that don't actually fit together, so I have to figure out what they all mean. It's like a puzzle in my head. It's a lot sometimes. For those who have also have clear audience, let me know if it's like that for you. It's different for everybody, but like for me, it's like tuning a radio. And sometimes then the message goes and I might not be able to retrieve it. I hate when that happens. Yeah, it kind of left. Damn, I hate when that happens. Yeah, it left. We have hero on the top. Overfunctioning, martyrdom, and as I said, burnout. What's on the freaking top of the deck? There you go. Burnout. You're doing too much, and that's causing you to feel shut down. You can't do everything. You can't. Remember earlier in the beginning of the reading, I said, literally said, y'all doing too much. Spirit is telling me you guys are doing too much. Slow the fuck down. Take a step back. Repeating cycles. Unconscious loops. Familiar pain. Pattern addiction. You're doing too much. Wow. What did Lati say? That's crazy. Yeah, like it's literally like putting a puzzle piece together. Like it's so weird because it's like, again, like I hear all these messages coming through. Sometimes they're very clear and then sometimes they're jumbled up. Like when you're trying to tune a radio and you can hear stations coming through and you can hear the songs kind of, but then it jumbles up with another song. You got to kind of piece the songs to, like, the songs together, in this case the messages together where they belong. It's so interesting. Sirens. um wow, this is wild. This is a good one. I'm happy that everything happens for a reason, because like I said, what the fuck were the odds that I went randomly on my Facebook business page, which I don't really check much. I just decided to randomly go. I'm like, oh, I have some notifications, so let's see what they are. And the first thing that was there was about this eclipse. And I'm like, I didn't even realize it was an eclipse. And I did some research on it and I was like, oh shit, it explains a lot. So yeah, like it's pretty wild. Not everyone will understand. Exactly, not everyone will understand. Look at like how there's like that ring of fire around that person. Not everybody will understand. This is a part of your journey and your journey alone. What you are doing is what you are doing, and it's okay. Isolation, authenticity, we talked about that a second ago, and self-trust. I also heard self-mastery. Yeah, so we got authenticity. We also have authority. Those are standing out to me, those two particular phrases there. Let's get like two or three more from here. Fear of success. Woo, child. That's a big one. And we were talking about fears earlier, right? Visibility, pressure, fear of expansion. Wow. Let's get two more. Hey, boobs. Like smushed them. We saw this one. It's out here again. Control loop, micromanaging, anxiety, and fear of chaos. Interesting. Maybe sometimes, like, when you feel like you can't control things, that causes anxiety and fear. When things are out of our control, that is very scary, because you're like, well, I want things the way I want them. But that's why I was picking up on like that letting up a little bit kind of thing, like, woosah, you know not holding on to the reins so much. I picked up on that very early on. I just didn't know where the reading was going, but now it's all coming full circle, as we were just talking about. Validation. Oof. This one. This one's hitting close to home for me. Validation addiction. External approval, identity blur, and inner void. Filling the void with the acceptance and whatnot, and validation of others. You gotta be able to do that for yourself, loves. You can't, like, no. Can't do that. Putting on a mask for everything and everyone, like, to appear a certain way and stuff, like no, like, you have to be yourself, be authentic. Easier said than done. We code switch all the time. Especially like us marginalized people, like we do what we gotta do to kind of survive, right, in this world. But once we start losing a sense of who we truly are and forget that, no, we can't do that. Parental control. Interesting. Oh, your own parents could be the part of the ones orchestrating this shit. Did I not say something about parental wounds? I was picking up on possible mother wound. I did say that earlier, didn't I? Overpowering authority, conditional approval, as we're talking about validation addiction, and rebellion freeze. Like you want to rebel, you want to like break free from those chains, but it's hard. Like you see how there's a chain literally binding that person to, that entity there. That's wild. Wow. And Hero was here again, and it's like maybe you take on all this pressure because you're like, oh, well, I have to do things a certain way because this is what I'm being told to do by my family, but like, and then if you don't do it the way that they want you to do it, then you feel bad about yourself, and it's like confirmation, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself. Shit. People pleaser. People pleaser. I can resonate with this. I'm telling you. And she's wearing a mask too, but hiding her true authentic self. Approval seeking, self abandonment, and smiling mask. Very, very fake. There's actually a movie called Smile. Some of you guys might want to check that movie out. If you haven't already. If you like horror movies, it's a good one. But it's not like your typical horror movie. It's a little bit different. um, but yeah. Wow. Holy crap. This is a good reading. Okay, so I think this is probably going to be the last deck that I'm going to pull from, but you never know. Spirit might be like, no, pull from another one. Um, but right now, I feel like this is probably going to be the last message. Again, I hope that you guys are resonating with the message and it's making sense, it's helpful. If it has been helpful, let me know in the comments or through hitting that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. So that way we could be tapped into each other's energy, and you'll be able to get more thorough readings slash more readings that actually resonate with your circumstances. Wow, look at that. I'll come in full circle. Surrender to your full power. That's that Leo energy popping up again. Your life is calling you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Yep. And that's just on the bottom of the deck. All right, so let's get, I think like 3 or 4 from here. Get ready to close out. Spirit. Surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. And I was talking about getting more centered within self. I did mention that. Um, so that could be something that you guys really are trying to focus on or should focus on. I'm also getting that spending time by bodies of water might. I heard the word serenity. Might be something that could be. And I also heard tranquil. That could be something that could be very healing and soothing for you to kind of release that tension. If you don't have like bodies of water near you, or the weather just doesn't permit you to really do that, I'm getting like spiritual baths and stuff like that as well. I'm also getting like, for some of you, you might, everybody's different, but somebody might resonate with the idea of enjoying like nature sounds, and maybe like oceans and stuff like that might be one of those kind of things that you might enjoy or might benefit from. Let me know if that resonates. We have surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Here on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. All right. Let's get like 3 more cards from here. I think that should be it. Thank you, Spirit. I said something about divine timing earlier. My goodness, everything's really coming back full circle. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing exactly. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, air quotes, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Yes, 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 yes. Goes back to everything that I was saying very, very early on in the reading. I was picking up on them. Like, you guys might be the type that you want things done on your own time when you want it. Blah, blah. Like, I went on like a whole spiel about it. If you want to check it out from the beginning, if you haven't done so already. Let's get two more from here. I think I am feeling like this is probably going to be the end of the reading. Surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Yes. And remember, I like how they word it here because, like, people automatically assume, like, if they hear, like, addiction, they're like, oh, I'm not on drugs. I'm not an alcoholic. Like, but addiction comes in so many different forms. Like they said, overworking could be one of them. Shit, people pleasing could be another. It's like, and the fact that we have addiction here more than once now, we had it in that shadow work card too, like, or deck rather. Like, there's some type of validation here and confirmation that you guys need to really pay attention to. So, what, and then she's even wearing a mask in this picture too. Like, what false masks are you guys wearing that you have to release and let go of? You have to, really live in your true, authentic self. Not living for other people anymore. That people pleasing shit gotta go. Let's get one more. Or if you are filling the void with other things that are not beneficial to you, whatever that looks like, there is some emphasis on that as well. So keep that in mind. Just saying. And surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the love and compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Now, I will say, and if you know, because those of you know, you already know what I'm going to say. I don't think there's ever a such thing as fully healing from anything. I think that we're on the mend and we're working on ourselves, because I do feel that healing is a very non-linear thing. And there's going to be those ebbs and flows that come with healing, where one day things are going to seem, or even for stretches of time, things are fucking awesome. You're like, I have really moved forward from X, Y, and Z, and I'm great. And then it could be that one thing that could, like, bring you back, or whatever the case. So it's almost like being in recovery to me. Like, I don't really believe that you're ever fully healed from anything that really hurt you or harmed you. I'm not trying to say it like in a way where, like, oh, you're never going to be better. Like, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it's a continuous process, right? And that's one of those things I don't think people like to hear. But I'm not going to blow smoke and make you, like, let's put it like this. Think about people who go to therapy. People go to therapy for years. Or have to, like, they'll go for a while and then have to go back because of the fact that there could be things that they still have to continue to work on. Keyword continuous, right? So just keep that in mind. Bottom of the deck we have surrender your desire to control people. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. I kind of picked up on that earlier. People who might you might go back and forth with it. Sometimes you might be a people pleaser, but then other times you're like, ooh, I'm gonna really stand up for myself, and I'm gonna kick ass and take names, and that's cool. But you gotta understand where you stand here, right? Because it could be your ego that could be that contributing factor too. So let's be mindful of where is this coming from, what space, right? And cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Let's get one more. Or let's just see what's in the middle. Surrender worry. Make a commitment to not lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Sometimes I'll be like, should I post? No, no. I think that's really what Spirit wanted to, have you guys see. So with all that said, thank you guys for being here. For those of you who stuck around since like the beginning or close to the beginning, I really appreciate you. If you came a little bit later, no, I still appreciate you greatly, even if you only popped in just for a moment. Greatly appreciate the support, and I do hope that you guys got something out of the message and that it was helpful. I feel like there's some pretty cool stuff going on in this reading in terms of things to know about yourself and this process in which you're learning how to release and transform into a better version of yourself. So it really does boil down to, from what I'm seeing here, is being patient with yourself as you go through these different ebbs and flows of life and you're working on the healing. You might want things to happen in your own time, but it doesn't always work like that. So surrender that a little bit, release that sense of control, um, and understand that you might have to have some conversations and things like that that are not necessarily gonna be comfortable, but if it's what's necessary for you to be able to have a even playing field with people in your life and circumstances in your life, then do it is necessary. And always remain present in those moments. Allow yourself to be as true and authentic to yourself as you possibly can, as you gain a sense of authenticity over your, and I heard the word integrity, but that's not the word I was going to use. I was going to say authority over your life, because you have a lot more power than you give yourself credit for. Okay, so that was a mouthful, but I love you guys. So until next time, maybe I'll pop in again tomorrow. We'll see. But until the next time, I love you. So you guys have a great rest of your night. And 7-Eleven, there's 7 people and 11 likes, so could be something significant about that as well. So until the next time, my loves, you guys have a great night.